Yo, yo,
All right.
yo, yo, yo.
All right, Brandon, it's your time to shine.
It is now Brandon's Big Points. All right, question number 1. Do y'all know who Ellen Page is?
Elliot?
Yeah.
Yes, so Ellen Page, now known as Elliot Page, was the lead actress in Juno. He just came out as transgender. So my question is, if theoretically you were transgender, what would be your girl name? What would be the first girl thing you do? Girl product you buy? And if you got a sex change, how would you want your vagina to look like?
There it is. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that.
What? How would I want my vagina to look like?
I'd
You had
say
to get dirty
normal
with
for
it,
that.
didn't you? Just like any other vagina. Like what?
Yeah, I'd say normal.
Yeah.
Normal to small would be my guess. My name, that's a good one. Dana would probably be a close one, right? Dana. And with the first girl thing was it the first girl thing I would buy or do?
Buy and do, so yeah.
I'll grab my own I'll grab my own boobs and be like, ooh.
Well, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you say I'm transgender, then you have boobs all of a sudden. But I could be wrong.
You gotta add those. Yeah.
I would
go shopping.
Yeah, I'd go shopping. The first thing I'd buy is a wig so I could pull it off better. And the first thing that I would do is take a bath. I love taking baths, but like I can't really do it as much as I'd like because it feels, I can't do it now because I don't have a lot of time. But if I was a girl, I'd be in the bathtub all the time, bubble baths all day.
Not following
that's
I'm
another
not
thing. I
following
don't get
that.
it. Like,
I'm not following that bath logic.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, why is baths better for girls than boys?
It just seems like a feminine thing to do.
Okay.
So I'd feel more comfortable. Not that I really give a shit. But like, I don't take bubble baths. I'd like to take a bubble bath.
Right.
Light some candles. And
I would get my nails
done.
done. I'd get my nails done.
Yeah. I mean, anything like pamper myself, anything relaxing, nails, bath, whatever it is, I would like.
I would just
really
have a big bag of chocolate and just go crazy and watch rom-coms.
Get a pint of ice cream, watch Bridget Jones' Diary, and just really me out, if you know what I mean.
Oh man,
get to know me.
Yeah, I mean,
right. What's gonna be your name, Sean?
Melinda.
We'll say it again.
Melinda.
I thought you were gonna go with Shauna.
Shauna is just too obvious. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what my name would be. Shauna is what I thought you were going to name your daughter for the longest time. A little offended when you didn't, but it's okay.
Melinda, I like that.
Actually, I don't know. I just made up a girl's name, but the transgender stuff is weird. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be able to do whatever the fuck they want. The weirdest thing about it though is when Elliot, whatever, all the praise. Like, if someone breaks their leg, I guess that doesn't compare. Like, you'd say, like, feel better, get better. I guess it is brave. Okay, say you have a feeling in your life. You have a feeling your whole life, and you're never allowed to express it. And one day you just pop through and just embrace that feeling. I guess that is brave in a way.
For sure.
So that's
especially
what I guess
you're going to get
doing.
ridiculed by so many people.
He might not get as many jobs or something now. Or I don't
in her community, she's not going to get ridiculed. But the funny thing I think is like, okay, obviously you're born the gender you are, and I don't understand all the details of changing those body parts, but like,
me neither.
There's a lot of questions there, a lot of questions.
Sure.
But the funny thing is like if you, and I think I heard something about this with Ellen or Elliot. It's like, she was a lesbian, right?
Yes, she's married.
So she was a lesbian. So now she's a straight woman. Is that right?
No, she's a straight man.
Oh yeah, a straight man.
Same with or no?
Because I just think it's funny if you like.
Wait,
if you switch.
She was gay. Like she likes girls.
I think she was previously.
She's married to a woman, so now she's a guy. So she's
a straight man. Okay.
Yeah, straight man.
So it's like no, it's not. I was gonna say Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner likes girls. So like it has nothing to do with his sexuality. It's just that he wants to be a girl as well.
So he always liked no matter who he was.
Right.
He always liked girls. I mean, at least that's like consistent, I guess. But now he's a lesbian. So now he's a lesbian transgender.
Exactly. It's like
I mean,
he
it's
got
still.
there.
I mean, I don't.
It's hard to understand.
It's hard to understand. Of course, it's hard to understand,
But you feel for these people. Like I know like the suicide rate, for instance, is like astronomically high for people that are, especially in kids. It's really sad. Kids that like struggle with this, because that's the question is like, how it's a slippery slope when you talk about like treating kids with that have this, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But when you look at it, like, it is alarming. The suicide rate is off the charts for kids who are transgender. So it's really it's a touchy subject. If you feel
like you're someone else and you're not, and like that messes with your head
for sure.
Like, so if society can just make everyone feel open, that should hopefully help the suicide issue. And I don't think the suicide rate is high because of society. I think the suicide rate is high because of the internal conflict.
Yeah, but how much does society come into play with that? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that much. I do.
I mean, for sure. Then you think it's just an internal thing? No way.
Yeah, I think it's mostly an internal issue.
But I think that it's an internal issue because people are afraid to like come out or talk about it because it's not accepted. And
if you have a dick and you feel like you should have a vagina and boobs, that's an internal conflict. For sure.
But like, it's hard to talk about it or own up to it because you know that you're going to get ridiculed. And like, most people don't understand it. A lot of people won't accept it. And there's a lot of people on the like far end of the spectrum that will like come at you and like, call you a liar.
And if your parents are one of those people, then yes, the external might be a bigger.
Even if it's not your parents, even if it's like
Elliot
people
Page,
like Ben Shapiro talking about it.
Yeah, Elliot Page, her community is obviously accepting,
very liberal,
right?
Yeah.
So she didn't have any issues with it, and
sure.
And she only got praise. And I think the problem is if you take that praise and you put it on an 11-year-old, and they are not fully developed, and they think it's such a good thing, and then I think part of the suicide rate is people who transitioned, and then
it's like the kid.
They made a mistake.
Kids are like 9-year-olds aren't transitioning. But it's a lot of kids.
You should not transition until you are 18, I think.
But a lot of kids that are struggling with it. I mean, it's a heavy subject matter. It's heavy, hard to talk about. It sucks, and like there's no quick fix because it's hard to understand. You see it both ways. But yeah, pumping a kid full of hormones who's 8 years old, who's confused.
That's not good.
No.
I always think about even like being, say you are gay, right? I'm straight. Like, I thought girls were so weird when I was like 9, 10, 11. Like, you have these weird feelings in a regular puberty growth period in your life where it's awkward enough. And if there's other feelings involved in that are counterculture, that's even weirder. But like,
confusing.
I don't even know. Like, it's confusing. So like, you should wait at least until you're, I think, 17, 18. I mean, until you do anything with hormones or anything like that. And
yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, we don't know.
It's hard. I mean, that's my
It's
opinion,
also hard to like. It's confusing for like kids now. Like when we grew up, granted, it was like boy or girl. Now there's a billion things that people are taught about. And like I get why, but it's also like, doesn't that add to the confusion a little bit? I don't know.
It's a huge outlier. I mean, most people are boys or girls, and they're boys or girls. Like, what percentage of people deal with this internal conflict?
Right.
And if it's a real internal conflict, if someone is schizophrenic, or if somebody is like, I mean, even depression is brought on by outside circumstances. How much of this internal conflict is brought on from outside sources? A group of friends that really is into this stuff, and that's your group of friends, and then you feel like, oh, well, this is my group of friends wants me to either be gay or in this world, like.
That's what happened with Joe Rogan. He brought on that woman who said that transgender influencers are influencing kids to become transgender.
They shouldn't do that. Now, if they could find a way to take the people who are already having these problems and then help counsel them through them, that's one way to influence. But if you are just going out to swaths of girls or boys and saying, hey, it's great to change your
I don't think that's what
biology.
they're saying.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, but I think it's kids that are kids are impressionable. So like some kids are getting persuaded to do that. Some kids are getting influenced to do drugs early. Some kids are getting influenced to, be racist, whatever it is. Kids are going to be impressionable, and there's going to be people that are putting their opinions out there or their content out there. So like, I think that comes down to, it's like, I have a baby. I don't know. It's weird to think about when she's going to be a teenager, but like, how do you control that? How do you control, like, you can't really control what they take in, but you got to just make sure they have a good head on their shoulders so they're not
I mean, it just comes, yeah, exactly. That's what I feel like. That's what it comes down to. Just as long as they have a strong foundational core of loving themselves and being proud of who they are, then they can deal with that stuff. And that just goes for anything in life. That goes for anything in life.
For sure.
So let's go to the next one with Brandon real quick. What did you mean by what do you want your vagina to look like?
No clue.
Like
I just know like vaginas
two
all
options.
look different. Vaginas all look different. Like some have like longer clitorises than others, like camel toes.
Brandon, they all
this is a grotesque question, dude.
So camel toes have to do with pants. They all look pretty much the same. So that's all right. But anyway, what's your next big bite?
Yeah, that was gross.
It's like, wow. Yeah, well, whew. All right. Okay. Have you ever heard a better podcast in your entire life? Take that, Joe Rogan. Best podcast you've ever heard. Get more podcasts right here and subscribe to the show too while you're at it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. Honestly, I love you.